Paseo, Spanish for field trip. What we are on right now. Good morning, guys. Welcome to another beautiful day here in Chile. We are running to the bus station right now. There are no buses because it's too early, but I'm going with a colleague of mine, and she's going to bring me to school early in the morning so that I can jump on a bus and go north. It's going to be a great day. I cannot wait, although I am a little tired. But let's go. So we're at the Auto Museum right now, learning about all the cars from all around the world, not just the United States. So whoever thought about making this car was not very smart. Check out the wheels on this thing. I don't think this could ever survive in a place like Chile or any dirt road ever. 1961 though, they came out with this car, the Noble. So from Milwaukee, Wisconsin to this town, Santa Cruz in Chile, I think we're in Santa Cruz, there's Harley Davidson, right from my city. That's where they're made, in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, all the way to here. That's pretty cool. So this museum is one of the biggest in all of Chile. They have tons of cars. This is the factory of cars from all over the world, really, and from almost any generation you can think of that had cars. Pretty cool place. And then behind me this way, there's a ton of different motorcycles, including Harley Davidsons and Indians. Pretty cool. That was an incredible museum. So cool, full of tons of history, and those cars were so impressive. I loved it. This is also a winery, and so we stopped here. You can buy wine and things like that and probably go for a tour, but we are with kids and we are responsible. Look at all these oranges that are all over. Just walking down the road, bunch of oranges. That's pretty cool. That's what happens when there are so many kids and nobody eats all of their food. I eat everything else. It was a massacre, guys. We killed a lot of chickens for our meal. So we got back out, and the buses are locked because the bus drivers are all eating lunch yet. So we're waiting here with literally 100 kids and waiting for them to finish their lunch so we can go. After 30 minutes of waiting, we are finally ready to go. So we just arrived at a ranch. I had no idea we were coming here, but I usually don't really know what's going on. So here we are. We've just arrived. This part is a casino here. We are going to the museum because, of course, we are responsible people. So this was the Inca way of counting, and they would use these little strands to see how much they owed, and kind of like banks do today to figure out the payment system. And they would use this to count a long, long time ago. Pretty cool. El Quipo. El Quipo. So in the United States, we have the Cherokee, we have the Aztecs, we have tons of different kinds of Native Americans. Here, they have a lot of different kinds as well, but this one, this part right here is of the Mapuche. And the Mapuche were really popular, especially in the region that we live in Linares and South. And there's a lot of different significant pieces in here. They didn't worship God at all, and they don't, I don't think today, but there aren't many of them. But these earrings, for instance, the pieces hanging off the earrings resemble how many kids they had, or the wives or husbands that they would have. They would wear decorative parts here to signify power. And then they had these things here, these little necklaces, but they didn't worship God, so they're not really a cross. They worshiped they signify the north, east, south, and west. So, kind of interesting things here. All sorts of different things to remember of the Mapuche. Kids were just telling me that this is how I get back and visit my parents. I sit in this little box, and then I get back home. Whenever I want to go home, I just sit in this box, transport, boom. So this piano belonged to Bernardo Higgins. He had it brought from Europe all the way to Chile. So do you remember the movie that came out last year of 33, where there were a bunch of miners and they were underground and it all collapsed and they somehow miraculously were saved? Here is the part of the museum dedicated to those miners who were trapped, those 33 miners. So in the end, they sent this thing down to the miners, and this is what saved the miners. This is right here, the original one. So if you ever get an opportunity to come to Santa Cruz, you need to come to Museo del Calchagua, because it was fascinating. There was so much history here, and you can get a little headphone where you can listen to everything in English if you don't know any English, or obviously there's Spanish as well. It was 5,000 for us. It says 7,000 here. I'm not sure if that changes with a big group, but it was worth 7,000 pesos, which is like a little under $10. Awesome, awesome, awesome museum. So, in the end, we're headed back to the bus right now. I think that the best way to teach English is to go on paseos, to go on field trips. There have been so many people speaking English and asking me questions about how to say something, all the above. It was a really fun field trip, and I learned a lot as well. What a cool day. See you guys next time. I think every single day, almost every single day, and the amount of hair that still comes off of these dogs after one day is incredible. Look at all the hair. That's nuts.